Have coffee, please.
Of course.
Put your mum's name down on the list then. And it's €6 each.
I want this to the inch. I want it dropping to the inch. Yeah, according to the electronic devices, this is now an equilateral triangle. From your point of view, are you happy with the positioning of the wing mark, over?
Right, welcome everybody to the Barts Bash charity race today, and also our contribution to the Guinness World Record attempt. I can confirm we've got 27 boats lined up on the side of the road. A huge thank you to all of you that put up with my countless phone calls and emails and all the rest of it, and kindly turned up today. It's much appreciated. We'll go through the details of who did what, of course, at the end, as we normally do. But the main priority now is to get you on the water. So first of all, I'm going to hand over to Paul, Paul Hutton-Ashkenny, who's been out on the boats laying the course, to give you that part of the brief, and then Paul just hand back to me for a few comments at the end, please.
Okay. Thank you, Tony. Actually, it's Jim. It's the RO. Where is he? Jim. So we've been out. We've set a course. The wind's a little bit fluky, so we've set quite a short course in actual fact. If the wind blows up, we'll be around it much more quickly, obviously. And not much to say. It's course number 2 on the sailing instructions. And that's about it. Any questions?
I need that.
Obviously, we want to launch boats as quickly as possible. If Jim feels it's necessary, he'll fly the AP flag, I'm sure.
Yeah. So at the moment, the official start time is 12:10.
Warning signal.
Warning signal at 12:10 for a 12:15 launch.
Yeah.
But if it has to go back from that because of difficulties launching, just look out for Jim's boat for the AP flag if he needs to fly it, and he'll start the sequence when he's ready. The only other... Sorry, over to you, Jim.
Could I just say, it is a very long start line. A long start line. You need binoculars.
it's very easy to go over it. Please allow 3 or 4 metres, because if there's a number of you over the line, I'll just do a general recall. That's it. You'll all start again.
Jim, can you just talk us through the marks on the start line? I know it's in the instructions, but it's always helpful if you just talk through it.
Certainly. The first flag to go will be the...
No, the start line.
The start
What
line?
it looks like, yeah.
The start line is a white, a yellow, small marker, similar to the say ordinary marks that we use, only a smaller version,
Right.
and a red buoy with a flag on top, a red flag on top.
Right.
Small red,
And
orange
is the
pennant.
start line exactly the same as the finish line, or are you going to move it in some
Yes,
way?
it is. Unless we have a shortened course, the start and finish line are the same.
Right.
And that start and finish line does not exist during the race. So
Right.
as you're going round the triangle and so on, you can go anywhere you like round it. It only comes back into play for the finish.
An important difference, which you may or may not have picked up from the sailing
Can you
instructions.
speak louder, please, Rick?
The definition of the line is between the IDM and the ODM, not the boat.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
And the yellow one is going to be which one?
IDM.
IDM.
Yellow
Is
end of the line.
that to port or to starboard?
Port end of the line.
Port end of the line. So the yellow one's
As
to
per
port
the map.
end of the line. Right.
The yellow one is port end of the line. The red one with a pole on the top with an orange pennant on it is the starboard end of the line.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah, you'll be racing towards
Any
the
more questions on the course itself? Because we've got a couple more things to get through. All right, over to Lawrence, please, who's running the slipway today.
Could I just say, with 27 boats on the water, we've got just under an hour to get 27 boats. It's about 2 minutes apiece. So can you be down on the water with your knots tied, life jackets on, ropes and everything sorted out? So as soon as the boat hits the water, we get you going. Okay, so no mucking about on the water's edge, straight off. Thank you.
Okay, and then lastly from me, just a couple of administrative announcements, parish notices really. There are a lot of rookies in this race, of which I'm one, and there's a lot of seasoned sailors. As you heard from Bill the other day, be gentle on us, and if you want to go for it, then the starboard end of the line is always more popular than the port end of the line, if you get my drift. So let's make sure we don't have any incidents. We do have a protest committee, which Bob has kindly agreed to chair, and he's got loads of forms, but I'm hoping we don't need them. Okay. We talked about the slipway. When you come back in, clear the slipway as soon as possible. Get your boat up, wash off as soon as possible because there's 27 in the queue, and then make your way back to the yard. There will be no fee for racing today, or for going on the water today that we normally do for the petrol for the safety boats. That has been kindly donated by the club. Okay, so Sharon's got a day off basically from club. Lastly, you should all have booked your sandwiches and so on, and they'll be ready for collection afterwards. Don't forget water. Don't forget suntan lotion. It's still hot out there. Questions?
Sorry, just one pointer. At the end, when it's all over, everybody's really happy and chuffed. It's all been great. Please wait for us to come and tell you when to come back into the mole, and we'll take you in groups of 3 or 4 so that everyone's not milling around the mole. Okay, so stay out there. We'll come and fetch you into the mole in groups of 3 or 4. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Question over here? No, it's okay. All right. And one thing I did forget to mention, of course, is a warm welcome back to Bob. You should be in the final. Really good to see you, but don't piss him off. Right? He's the man with all the protest forms. Have a great sail. Off you go. Get yourself on the water safely and as quickly as possible.
I need a tow.
Roger Pete, thank you very much for that.
Yeah, they will all be on this side.
Are you having a siesta? How long we got, Dave? 1 minute. Right. This is his. There you go. There's your start. Oh. To get over there now.
Georgos from Safety Sinker, just to confirm, no problems with the start, over.
Roger that. Thank you very much, Peter.
Position learner on the boy. Gotta get round. Only just. Tight there.
Carl and Kelly coming up now.
There's the winner. There's not bad, Paul.
Leslie, advance timing. Can I see your penny card?
I really wanted to go for a swim and not for a sail. I came all the way to Canada to go swimming in the Med.
Don't look wet enough, Scotty.
Jim!
So, first of all, I draw your attention to race control. For those of you who can't read it, it does say race control on the bottom, which, as we all know, in this particular case is an oxymoron.
Who are you calling a moron?
Firstly, huge congratulations to everybody who's here, everybody who helped out on the shore, everybody who went on the water. Huge result. Thank you all very much. In my hand the race results. And you will know. Now I should say here, but these are our race results here. The Barts Bash have their own Bart number that they will use for rating. So it's possible that when they apply their Bart number to the overall results of all the thousands of boats that have competed, there will be a change. But we've used just for our own internal purposes, so that we could give you some results on the day, we've used the normal Portsmouth yardstick. So just so you're aware of that, and in case anything should change in the future. So I do have the race results. You will have noticed the cunning strategy of those who set the race course. We made it so confusing that half the fleet just sailed randomly around the mark, which worked out for those of us who had actually paid attention.
Or made the course even.
Yeah. So we had about 120-degree wind shift, as you can see now. The wind's almost in the north now. It was in the south this morning, so hey, those are the brakes. Those are the brakes. What I'm going to do, I'll hand this around obviously afterwards, but we've got a large fleet of boats today, so I'm going to read out from
number 27.
well, that would be you, Bill. But I'll read out the results from 10th place. There are no prizes today because all the money has gone to the foundation. Yes, so we're not handing out any prizes. No, I'm going to do 10th place. I'm sorry. So 10th place. Way to go. 9th place was Dave Stangram in the laser. Well, Dave. Okay. 8th place was Martin and Keith in Uhuru. In 7th place, John in the club's laser. In 6th place, a Kestrel. Laissez-faire Robin and Catherine. In 5th place, a new wayfarer to the club, Neil and Anne in Cotton. In 4th place, Shan, ladies of in 3rd place, brilliantly sailed, the club's wayfarer would-be Paul. 2nd place, Phil Martin and Tracy in and 1st place, I'm proud to say, one of the older wayfarers in the fleet, Rick and Carol. One of the oldest sailors and one of the oldest boats. And I would just like you all to give a special mention to Taylor, the youngest sailor in the fleet. As always, Taylor, thank you so much. We won't put you in the bill next time, sorry. Oh, and I'm told we have Elias too, youth sailor. Well done, Elias. Okay, so I'll hand the results round just so you have them, and I'll hand over to race control.
Right, the last time you're going to be hearing from me. Guys, we've raised 674 euros on registration fees and also the sale of the wonderful cakes that James prepared at down the bottom end there. Thank you so much. Now listen, there's a lot of people been behind the scenes today, and it was very, very difficult to find enough people to be in essential support of us all so that we could get every single sailor that we could on the water. So we really had to dig deep and spend a lot of time getting stuff. So I want to say a special thanks, please, to the following people. On prime rib, as I call it, first rib, Jim Ridgway, Dave Higgins, Julia Higgins and Steve Anderson. Spare rib, Pete Bagshaw, Dave Parker and Tony Crowe. And on the recording boat, Overdraft 2, Peter Dorr, Pete Scott and Jean Scott. Now Peter and Jean are... Janine, I beg your pardon, my apologies, can't read. Peter and Janine have been doing the essential recording of the event, still photography and also the video, without which all of this, from a Guinness Book of Records point of view, will not be possible. So huge thank you to them. Beach party, the official beach party, because I saw one or two people sneaking in and out every now and again. Lawrence Mance, Dave Lewis, and Dave Richards and Alan Mansell. Thank you very much.
What a wonderful job.
On the first aid desk, fortunately they didn't have any business at all today. Alan and June Ainsworth, thank you so much. On the registration desk, Gaynor Kimber and Pauline Ridgway. And the protest committee, which is rather like the Heineken complaints department today, no business, Bob Stewart, thank you very much. I also called upon Lawrence and who did it? Who did it in the end? Dave Lewis, beg your pardon, thank you. I called upon them to undertake a second job because we needed a couple of stewards, as they called it, under the management rules, in order to verify that what we've been up to. So those two guys have been filling in forms in the background for us as well. Thank you to them. I'm nearly done. The kiosk, of course, Kula, Maria and Rula. And lastly, ladies and gentlemen, I think a really special round of applause for two people who haven't got anything to do with the sailing club here. In fact, one of them has been telling me that he hasn't got very much experience of sailing and knowledge himself, but people have given up their time today to come along to be our independent witnesses for the Guinness Book of Records challenge. Thanks ever so much to you, Chrissy Eldridge, over here on the left-hand side. And appointing. Lastly, I'd like to thank my manager, my personal trainer, and my wife. And with that, I'll finish.
Can I just say on behalf
Hold on! We are not without thought in this club. I know what you're going to say. There's one person who's not been mentioned at all in that speech from him, and I'm pointing to him. I am telling you, God, bloody hell. I'm telling you that this Barts Bash Regatta has been the best organised I've ever been on, and he's done a magnificent job. There are no prizes, but there are for him. He loves brandy sour apparently, so I'm going to tell him what he's getting. He's getting a brandy sour kit. I'm not stingy, but I'm not wrapping it all. But his brandy and Angostura bitter in here, and his lemon cordial and soda in there.
Well done, Tony.
And because I know what his better half has had to put up with.
She's been crying on my shoulder for weeks. Brigitte, and our first aid lady.
I know Bill's just said that, but I think on behalf of us sailors that actually went out there and did it, it's a huge big thank you to everybody that was involved in the organisation there. It's been a great day, it's been an absolutely wonderful sight to see 27 boats out on the water, especially milling around at the start line, in and out, into Tweed and everything. Those who were milling around. That's right. I'd just like to say that I did give you all a chance by going too late more by going to the wrong mark.